oh, okay. uh, Pyre would, the shaman would actually see Pyre as she's like in the middle of like opening her mouth to bite the staff before she'll just answer, "Fine, let's have breakfast." But Lily must be there.
You want sweet maiden before breakfast?
No, no,
Ah,
no.
like you.
But what? Wait, did he say he liked me or?
Yes, he said, like you.
He respect your style.
Oh. Pyre just takes a moment to process why he says
He literally essentially was like, it's a little freaky, but I'm okay with it. Let's go.
Pyre just
Before
take a
breakfast.
moment, think it all
Kiki
over.
one should be ready.
Wait, what did he say? Pinky one?
Kiki one.
No. It's probably just she said no. The small one.
Oh, small one. Also ready. Two sweet maiden. Yes.
Pyre's just like, oh god, what's going on? Before she just kind of roll him, follow him, waving to Fury. Come on.
Alright.
You all make your way, and as you're walking, one second, he should be in front. This guy's gonna go over do his thing. This guy's gonna return to his guard post. As the shaman guides you, the other lizard folk from before show up, and they both stop and start discussing in lizard folk. And as they're discussing, you see the shaman go,
He just turtles more and more.
He does. As you see the lizard folk lady like hold out her hands, almost pleading, then trying to be sympathetic before just looking annoyed and thrashing her tail on the boards.
Dear God, this guy's hilarious.
It's really funny.
One second.
Pyre will kind of just look to him and ask, "What's wrong?"
This is what you are all bearing witness to. Lily, you can hear this.
Oh God. Oh God! Of course, it's a foster. I knew that sounded familiar.
Sorry, that's really funny.
Why all you want? It's not gonna work. Come
Especially when it just gets so throaty.
Trust me, lizard vocals go much, much deeper.
What are you gonna do? Whine?
And after a moment, he sighs very heavily, and he's just like dragging his claws along as they're walking. Then he walks up and he says something to Lizard Folk, and she looks surprised. She like clicks her tongue against her teeth. He like nods, thumps his tail, She blinks rapidly as her throat sac expands a few times rapidly. He nods again, then shakes his head, then returns the sound. They stare in long silence at each other. And then you just watch as the shaman just kind of like falls sideways into the water with a sploop and swims down.
There's bubbles.
The lady then turns to you and says in a broken Miowne, "Father, shaman, fetch dawn meal. Soon, sweet maidens, then sweetness flow."
Fire's like, okay. Very, she's a little confused at the moment. But it's like, okay, I'll follow along, okay.
The lady points to the building right behind you. Sit.
Okay.
Patience. It is several logs that seem worn and warped from age around a like larger stone hearth. Though it's honestly a bit more shoddily built than you would expect. Like the lizard folk have a very simplistic, you could almost call it primitive design to their constructions, but this is like a bunch of stones that were just kind of stacked up and mud slapped on them without any real care put into it.
Yes. Yes, of course.
And then she walks off. A few moments later, you see another lizard folk. Come out of the water holding like a bunch of oysters, some fish, and then the shaman rises out on the back of a gator, and he's holding like a 6-foot catfish.
I don't know why, but I imagine he just had a bunch of fucking to-go bento boxes. I don't know why my brain thought he had those.
That would be funny.
Go bentos.
He's just riding on a crocodile, looking majestic as he's holding like 12 bento boxes.
It's like a bunch of bentos in a Ziploc bag, one of those big bags that he had to open to make sure they stayed fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
This alligator on 2 feet emerges from the water carrying Panda Express.
It's got like a little, way too short delivery shirt and a little tiny hat.
Oh god, that sounds so adorable. Yeah.
And the lizard folk walks over. They begin to like prepare the large fish. Though as you watch them do it, they You can immediately tell they're not accustomed to cleaning or cooking food like this.
Pyre will just kind of look at this. Can I help you?
The little folk looks at you. Ungabang. Kushama.
Pyre will just sigh as she'll just kind of. And she'll just kind of muscle the lizard folk away and
Give me a strength check as he digs his claws in.
Yes.
Come on, that's 20. Yeet him into the river.
Best part is I have advantage on strength checks.
It's okay. Just I hope
24.
Kyle, you
he's
check
into
him.
it.
He got a nat 1. You body check him, and
Oh.
he does go flying, smacking into this deck before his body just slumps into the liver.
Right.
He goes to the lizard folk, looks at you, puts down the fish, and jumps over the side.
That's right.
All right.
Moment later, you see him dragging the unconscious body of his friend out of the water.
All right. I would like to get started on prepping the fish, please.
You may do that. You find various clay and earthware jars that have various spices. Some you don't recognize. Some you know are definitely toxic, at least to mammals. And some are just kind of odd. Like, some of their herbs are pre-mixed, but not in the way you would for, like, a seasoning. It's just, like, 2 herbs that they're storing together.
Pyre just looking at this. Well, it's a good thing I always carry my own spice mixes. And she pours out one of her spice mix jars and uses what she knows goes good with most seafood. She's going to cut, clean, descale, and bone the fish. Before setting it to. Like, what kind of cooking situation we got? Like, what do they use to cook the food? Like, or what were they going to use to attempt to cook this fish?
That's up to you.
Uh,
A pan, and you do some quick and dirty crispy batter.
yeah, honestly, I'll probably use something like that. Should I make a roll for that? I still got my cooking stuff.
I will say this is simple enough that roll to see what ingredients you have, but the result will be pretty good.
What should I roll for what I have? Just roll d20? Or I'll just roll a d20 and see what I got. 5.
Nice.
Payo, you've never actually used any of these spices before.
Hmm.
They're all locally sourced.
Well, shit. Never used this before. Never seen this before. Oh, I wonder what this tastes like.
I wonder what this tastes like. I love that.
Why, it's spicy.
Her tongue like does the little wiggle out thing. She does a little tear in her eye. She's like,
Yeah, she's just, yeah. Well, that's a weird one.
It's not necessarily hot, but it's spicy.
Exactly. I don't know why my brain just went to the meme of why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy? Yeah, perfect.
You try one, and Pyre, you've just learned what true sourness tastes like. Like you almost cut your gums, you almost cut your lips off with your teeth. It is so sour.
Ugh.
Oh no.
You can feel your tongue shriveling.
I'm just going to
Fire's
just
face caved
down an
in.
entire, just grab a jug of water and just rinse her mouth with it before spitting it all out. Yeah, yeah. Ah, God, that did not taste good. You want to try some Fiacrum?
Your tongue like swells a little.
She just holds out the jar for you to try.
Fugum, do you try it?
I suppose Firgrim can give it a try. At least I have Dwarvish Constitution going for me.
Alright, give it a try.
We might be mercenaries, but we should avoid.
What is this bomb food Pyre's cooking? I forgot. I was writing notes.
I'm kind of waiting on the description because Fire's just was in the middle of trying different spices that the lizard apparently had. I think the Slay's in the middle of something.
I hit her with
Uh,
math. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I'm just waiting. You know, Pyre, you and Fugum are having this interaction. I was just going to let it play out.
Oh. Okay, Virgo, what is your reaction as he tried pure true sourness?
Oh yeah, you're putting the sour dust in your mouth. Yeah. Okay. I forgot. I devolved into math.
No, you're fine. But yeah, what is Virgo's reaction as he tries the stuff that made even Pyre kind of just cringe?
You get the dwarvish look of disapproval.
I hope they just go back and forth. Like, no, it's not that bad.
Trust me, it's not that bad. It's really good
And
once
each
you.
book like shrivels up a little.
It's not that bad when you get past the stinging. Okay, maybe let's not use that one. Ooh, what's this one? As she tries another one.
I like to think as Pyre goes, like she's like puts her finger in each of these jars and goes, "Oh well, that's nice." And just as she's moving across horizontally, she like subconsciously like picks up a little apron that's right there and ties it around her waist, keeps tasting the spices as she goes. Full like ready for chef mode.
Yes. After she's tried the spices, figured out what best work together, she's gonna grab 2 pans from her cooking supplies, put the fish in it on a leaf, add a bit of water into the bottom pan, put the other pan on top, and then she's gonna place it into the fire with a few coals on top of the other pan. Gotta make it like a pan steamer thing. Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna end up making some steamed fish.
hmm
Make
It
the
is
spices
quite
you've
good,
tasted.
and by the time you get while you're cooking, that the elder also walks over with the catfish and puts it down. Then he looks around. Well, oh god, go.
Pyre just looks over as she's finishing the fish, trusting the fish and everything, putting it to the pan. They clearly have no idea how to cook, so I took over.
He's gonna be shocked. He's gonna be like, "They best chefs. I import them from Lizard Hollywood." Well, it's still Hollywood, but I didn't want to just say it because that was cheesy.
No, it's fair. But I don't know why I'm just imagining. Uh, you probably don't know what the thing I'm thinking of is the moment when Sanji is cooking for a bunch of a bunch of the Navy.
Mm.
And everyone is surprised that it was actually a pirate. The actual chefs are complete idiots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Firgum, the shaman walks over to you, looks at you, puts down the clams. You know how make clam.
I'm a dwarf. I don't know how to cook seafood.
Maybe he just wants you to smash him open.
Pirate just sighs. I know how to cook them. Give them over.
He nods and shuffles over, putting down a large net of clam.
Alright. A lot of clams. Okay, I can actually make something good with this. You got any vegetables?
Fire cooking.
He looks at you. He stares at you for several long moments. Then he nods. He reaches into his bag and he pulls out a cask. It's made of like leather stretched over rock. He puts it down in front of you.
Fire's going to look inside.
Pyle and Firgum, could you both make Constitution saving throws?
Oh god.
Oh dear God, these lizard folk are terrible with their food.
What? Oh god, that's a 14.
It's now the stink sack.
What horrific
And-
monstrosity of food
And Firgum?
have I been given?
Con save.
Yep.
Okay. That is a 19.
Okay. Pyle, you're holding this right up to your face as you open it, and the shrieking wail of the mandrake crammed in this bowl of crushed pepper is so intense you are going to be stunned for one full round. Firgum, you manage to plug your ears in time that you are not going to be stunned, but your head is still rattling from its wails.
Why did he put the magic in a sack?
Why is there a mandrake in the sack?
Pyle, you're currently stunned at the moment.
I know. What the fuck? Why is there in this?
There's a little pyre and a little lily floating around Pyre's head as she has those little dazed
The
that
shaman,
expression.
the shaman looks. Vegetable, potent, potion ingredient.
I mean, I guess he's
Doom's
not
gonna quickly
technically
chop it in half so
wrong.
it stops screaming.
Oh,
I mean, he's not wrong.
mandrake.
Like, he's not wrong. That's a potent ingredient. It's just,
Vegetable adjacent.
it's just. This is not what anyone would probably be expecting.
Pyro and Firgum, can you both make history checks?
Sure. History 11.
History. Oh boy. 5.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have any idea why this is what he handed you.
I will just kind of look at it, think for a moment. Alright, I can work with this. As she will grab as she'll take the chopped in half mandrake and begin peeling it. She'll peel it, and then chop it into nice little chunks. Throw it into a pan with a little bit of oil, some spices, and let let that start sweating for a little bit before she will basically kind of dim the fire a bit, add in some water, and then after cleaning the clams, throw in the clams with a bit more spices as well. Then she'll put a lid on that, and we'll let that start steaming.
Mhm.
Why
As
is
all
there
that
no
is
roof on our
going
porch?
on, Lily, the door opens
Yes.
as the uh
Why is there no
as
roof?
1 second, I need to look up her name. Uh, Tuklu comes back in. She is carrying two large, slightly ornate bowls. These are clay bowls, but they're very nicely made, and they have just a bit of silvering around the rim.
Looking at the fact the bowls are empty, does Lily get an idea maybe about?
As she walks in, you immediately see Linda's expression darken even more. She like slumps back into the corner,
Oh,
and Tuklu approaches you first as she lays down one of the bowls. Friends, say, sweet maiden, ready.
my friend said that.
She nods.
Meanwhile, Pyre just master chef in the kitchen.
Yeah, no, Pyre's just going into it. And Lily's sitting here like, I didn't think they paid that much attention. Pyre could guess when it happened. That's crazy.
Wow, for once,
I love the sheer level of miscommunication going on wherever the party goes.
I know, it's
Mhm.
great. At least for fucking hilarious moments like this.
I know that. So Lily does flush pink a little bit, but she's definitely just like, wow, Pyre's so observant. Just my friends know me so well.
And then Tuklu goes over to Lydia, who does not seem very happy. Meanwhile, Pyre and Philgrim, you have finished the fish. The shaman is like shaking his staff over it. You don't quite understand what he's doing, but you get the impression it's very important.
Yes, of course.
Or at least he thinks it is.
Pyre will just look at this, nod softly. I know exactly what's going on here.
Has no idea what's going on at all.
Exactly. Just like, I know exactly what's happening. Meanwhile, in the back of
So
her
it's like that,
head,
huh? I understand everything now. Has no idea at all.
Pyre just literally the back of Pyre's head is like one of those monkeys with the little clackers. Just ding 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 ding. Ah yes, I see. I see now. I understand. I understand perfectly. Narrator voice. But Pyre did not understand at all. Oh shit, that's an elemental rift.
Oh, fun.
Everyone to arms!
Apologies. I'll be
And,
right back. I have to
soon.
table.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, okay, I will wait for Lily's return. The shaman looks to you, both. Dwarf one. Gold one.
Yes?
Hmm. Why you come our village?
Well, there was...
Everyone just points over at the Minotaur ladies to get them back.
You come take sweet maiden.
Well, they were originally taken by a bunch of poachers, and... Well, we want to bring them back home. Their families dearly miss them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is something the matter?
Hmm.
Don't make me have
I
to
have
knock you on your
returned.
arse.
Look, look, we're just wanting them to return home happy and healthy. I mean, there must be something we can do for your return to Minotaur women.
Do something.
Yes, something to help convince you to return them. I mean, there surely must be something because, well, they're just simply wanting. We're just simply wanting to return them home, and I'm sure they're just wanting to return home as well.
Hmm. Uh, a moment later, Teklu and one of the lizard folk are coming in. They're both carrying these large bowls with milk in them that they set down.
Oh, hello.
As you're looking, you see that Tukru actually has a black eye now.
Bad scout like that is just like, huh.
Poor lady. Is she still holding the baby too? Like strapped to her chest?
Yes, she is.
Oh.
I mean, surely there must be something that can be done, correct? Oh shit. Stab it, Brib. Stab it with your knife.
Come on,
Stab
break.
for your life.
Oh, focus.
But one of the wind elementals ended up coming
Oh,
back
no,
to
the
life and trying to
grave.
kill Brib.
So,
Oh my.
Shaman walks over as he begins saying something in lizard folk, to which lady then replies, and then she looks at you. You wish take our sweet maidens.
Yes, they are they belong to a village, and unfortunately, they are the people that they know and know them are worried about them. They were taken by a group of poachers, and well, apparently were left to die in your swamp. You rescued them, and I'm sure they're grateful about that, but I'm fairly sure as well that they're wanting to return home to their families.
You know, take sweet maidens. But you mention offer?
Yes. Something to lessen the blow of them going home.
By the way, we're in a tornado warning.
Oh, okay.
So if
When you
the
said
door
Mink was going to
goes
fight the
off at any
tomato, I
point,
didn't
sorry,
realize you meant she was going to bring it to you.
Look.
Mink, no.
Mink has her anti-tornado defense systems up. They may they may just be a bunch of box fans, but they're still there.
There is one thing you could do. Something worth trade of for sweet maidens.
Of course. What may that be?
The shaman looks panicky as he begins shaking his head before the two begin
Wait.
conversing quickly. You can see they actually seem to be having a rather more intense argument. Their tails slaps get more agitated, their throat sacs expand more. At one point, the shaman slams his staff on the ground hard enough to break one of the boards.
Oh. Wow, this is really getting heated.
Before finally the baby starts crying and they both just kind of like pull back into separate corners.
Uh, Pyre's just kind of sitting there looking between the two of them, just like, okay, what's going on?
Finally, the shaman turns to you. There is option. Much danger. Not good chance for you. But if succeed, we pay you for sweet maidens.
What is it that you need us to do?
They are big danger. Creature that come in night. It hunt, it kill, it drive us from homeland. We now live here, small, weak, afraid.
And you want us to kill it for you, is that it?
You go. Ancestor homeland. You cleanse temple of beast. You bring back head. Then we pay you for sweet maidens. You go. Much honors. We make you
I mean,
honorary tribesmen.
we'll kill your beastie for you. But we're taking them home.
I'll just cast
That is deal. You kill beast. We pay you.
He's paying us with them. Not for them.
I want him to say it explicitly.
He doesn't speak good common.
I'll just sigh. Can...
Not having him go back on his word.
Really, at that moment the door opens as you see Taku come back in, giving Linda a wide berth.
That's fair.
She approaches you, kneels down. Sweet maiden, we make arrangements with Partey.
Oh, good.
She reaches down and takes your hand. Come, follow.
Okay, I'll be back for you guys. And as Lily, after she tells that, she looks to the lizard woman and goes, "Hey, did you happen to tell them which bowl was mine?"
She tilts her head in confusion and licks her eyeball.
It's okay.
You wish keep bull?
No. I didn't want them to be weirded out. I mean, I guess they
Weird?
did request it.
So, as you are, Fielgrim, you and the lizard shaman have just been going back and forth over this. Yes, we pay you.
With the Minotaur.
We pay you. Sweet maidens. You may honorary tribesmen.
Alright then. And if you don't hold up your end of the bargain, we're gonna clobber the lot of you.
His eyes narrow as he points his staff directly at your nose. You, Carl, shaman, White Claw tribe, liar?
I ain't
A
saying
heavy
anything
dampness
yet.
begins to set in the air.
Oh.
Oh no, he's a water wizard!
Worse, he's a swamp caster.
Oh,
Oh no, even
when we're in his domain. Oh,
oh god, he's a swamp bender. Oh no.
be afraid. Be very afraid.
Really, you see at that moment, Tukru bringing over Lily as she stands over by the shaman.
Hey guys.
They have quick, hushed words. The shaman seems even more agitated and unhappy. Before finally slamming his staff again and walking very grumpy old man style down into the swamp.
He doesn't jump in. He just walks off the edge.
We make slight alteration deal. You may temporarily have Sweet Maiden full party. Partay. She says the words a few times as though it's awkward in her mouth.
Hey guys. Pyre, have you been cooking in here? It smells great.
Pyre just looks up, just picks up the lid of the pot and just woof.
Oh,
Sour.
Steamed clams with mandrake
it
root.
burns my eyes, but I like it.
Steamed clams with mandrake root. I don't know where he got the mandrake.
Probably best not to ask questions.
You're probably right. Alright. Let's tuck in, eat, and apparently we need to we need to go take on the danger that they're scared of.
Oh, okay, interesting. That creepy thing, whatever was
Skipping it to avoid
haunting
getting.
everybody last night?
Yeah. Apparently you drove them from their homeland and they want us to kill it. In exchange, they'll
rightfully so.
pay us with you and the other Minotaurs and make us honorary tribesmen.
Oh, hot dog. Now that's good. That worked out better than anything I had planned.
Yeah, we were like, okay, what can we do to have you give us the Minotaurs? It's a deal we worked out. I mean, it's better than nothing.
No, I think that's great, actually. I think that works out perfectly. We go home, we don't owe them anything.
Exactly. Now, I will plate up some fish and some of the steamed clams.
Ooh, yum 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 yum.
Ah yes, steamed hams.
The steamed hams. Steam these hams, if you will.
Exactly. Bonnie, why is your thing so? Oh, you are ravenously hungry. Melanie, what are you doing? Oh, you're tending to the glandon tree.
Mm.
You haven't been tending to it for a while, so of course it's angry.
It said, excuse me.
No wonder you're so hungry. Oh yes, hello travelers. Are you here to... No, I need to talk to... Oh no, the leader of the caravan was not the child named Anon. It was Lehman Russ!
So what you're saying is that the party now has to meet a Primarch in the campaign.
I suppose I wasn't expecting Lehman motherfucking Russ to show up. To be fair,
Does anyone?
well, he took a wrong turn somewhere in the warp.
Clearly, if he ended up with that party and taking care of him.
Oh god, that would just be complete chaos. The party trying to take care of a space wolf. Not just any space wolf, the space wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that'd just be complete and utter chaos. Oh god, oh no. Oh fuck. That Thrumbo just eating it. Oh god, that Thrumbo nearly ate the Galandlin tree.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I guess we just eat up.
Oh yeah, I would love to eat the food Pyre has prepared. Pyre, tell me more about what we have to do here.
No. Okay, so, from what I understand, is a big scary monster that forced them off their homeland. As Pyre's just gonna like tongue out the meat of one of the of one of the things that we made, or that she made. And apparently we need to kill it, and they didn't really give us any information on what it looks like. But I mean, it's probably just a big scary monster, right?
I mean, if it's big and it attacks us, then we're probably supposed to kill it.
I mean, yeah. No. I don't know the details of that. I haven't got anything yet.
Well, I can make sure we move relatively silently if we need to.
Sure.
Alright. After you all have a strange mix of steamed fish, oysters, and warm milk for breakfast.
I just like sipping at the milk, just probably not realizing where it's from because she's just last night's kind of a blur to her at the moment.
Lily makes one of those like Rick and Morty faces, but like slowly like pushes her glass to the side before anyone puts milk in it. Like, I'm good. Still eats her food.
Mhm.
Oh, Pyre, did he give you a location for this like temple holy land where this beast is?
Hmm. No, he did not.
The lady stands up. Once Papa Shaman has calmed down, we will guide you to border of ancestor land, but we'll go no further.
Mm-hmm.
It is 3 days journey to border.
We have a walk.
She shakes her head. Not walk. And she like bobs her head up and down as like her tail swings side to side.
Uh-oh, you don't think she means swim, do you?
Hmm.
Yes. We must. She like puts her palms together and does a little wiggle. Splish, splash.
Pyre will nod a little bit. I see, I see.
I might have a spell to help with that pirate.
Pyre just like thinks for a moment. I mean, I can carry Feargrim, and you probably for a while. Won't be.
That's true. If you want to do that, pirate,
Yeah.
you might have the most agility out of all of us to swim, but you might sink kind of fast in the swamp.
I'm not really built for swimming. Remember we were trying to look for that sorority of dwarf girls?
Yeah, you went straight to the bottom real quick.
Mm-hmm. I was trudging at the bottom. It was not fun. Nearly drowned. I'd rather fly than risk that happening again.
Okay, turns out the spell that I thought was going to help, not on my spell list.
I hate it when that happens.
Oops. I mean, I can help us walk on it, but if we specifically need to swim through something,
What's the chances that where we need to go is like underwater, right?
I mean, if it is, we just sit on top of it for like an hour until we slowly sink in. Or all at once. It probably will be all at once.
Mm-hmm. So after breakfast, a short while later, the shaman comes back. He's wearing like various swamp weeds over his body and like caked in mud. You, and precious, sweet maiden. We guide you to almost certain death.
Pyre just smiles. I've heard that. We've heard that plenty of times.
Are you ready to depart?
Yeah.
Good,
You should
good.
clarify if we have to swim through things.
Oh yes. Do we have to swim
Or
to
if
get
it's
where we need to go, or is it a walk?
He shakes
Walk
his
on
head
water.
as he blows into a bone whistle, and you
We're gonna ride on the
ride.
alligators! Yes!
Woo! That's what we've been waiting for.
these best gators. Gideon, Frost, Greco, and Torbeck.
But Torbeck doesn't want to do this.
The one lady shakes her head. Where? Cremmy. Cremmy. Not come. Eat too much sweet. Stomachache.
That'll do it to you.
Torbeck thinks we should go into the strange portal. It has nothing to do with human bones.
The one named Torbeck smells a bit more than the others.
Oh yes, of course.
Pick Gator.
I guess I'll take I'll take Gideon.
Okay, I'll ride on
Oop.
Frost.
Yes, I'm stuck with Torbeck.
Okay.
Not like he's a
And-
lot more sticky, just a little.
And the priestess gets on Greco as the shaman just is swimming along. And you set off. It is a mostly uneventful 3 days travel. You hunker down in mud dugouts at night, and you mostly just sit on the gators during the day. It gets a bit boring, but you're making good speed as the gators are going down the rivers.
Nice.
Occasionally, however, a monkey or some other creature will fall in the water, and the gators go after it, and you all get dumped whenever they go to wool.
Oh no.
Oh! Eh.
Luckily, you all manage to make it. And as you're traveling, the shaman looks to you all during whenever you take a break. Been thinking, should warn you of foe.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. What exactly are we gonna be facing?
It terrible beast. Creature older than swamps. Older than soul.
Older than
Myth.
the Empire?
Myth passed down through generation of shaman. Not think real until see it.
Uh-huh.
3 years ago, on solstice, dragon come from sky. Fire alight ancient tree born. 6 months inside hot, cannot extinguish. And then, when burning finally stop, it comes out of tree. It kill. It strike from darkness. It take up an ancestor temple. Anything shiny, anything light, it take. At night, hunt by light, hunt by sound, hunt by feeling. hunt by smell, cannot fight. It immortal must hide.
Interesting.
It have no flesh. It is from beyond times. You end up at the edge of a much larger and built up settlement.
Oh, interesting. Down here.
And you can see a great temple, mostly submerged off to the side. You can even see stone walkways about 20 some feet under the water in clear parts. This ancestor home. You can put your
Alright.
tokens here.
Let's see.
We make bridges for guests.
I see.
Was great, 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 great ancestor idea. High King visit once. Unhappy of wet shoe. Great shame, great shame.
Mm-hmm.
This as far as we take you. The creature will come out by night. We flee now. You survive. You come back. You not come back. We send word to adventurers that you perish.
Hmm.
Fair enough.
He then looks between you all and puts a hand on your shoulders, Lily, and then he looks you in the eye, Firgum, as well as you, Pyre. Understand, it kill you. You no come back. It eat soul.
Pyre will
It
not.
won't be the first time something like that's been.
Firgum?
It won't be the first time something like that's happened to me.
He shake his head. Not no dwarf, but no, this true end. Speak name now once. Not speak before. Name draw attention. Not once speak name now, so close, but must know name of that which fight. You face. He opens his mouth, quivers a bit. He then pulls out a piece of bark and starts carving in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is extraordinarily fair.
This is what he shows you.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look up a translation for that last word.
There is no
Of course.
translation.
We have a
That-
kleptomaniac dinosaur to kill.
I was gonna say, is that what that means?
Titanic primordial kleptosaurax.
Panic
Yeah, it's like,
primordial.
wait a minute, what? It sounds like a dinosaur, so it's like, okay, what kind of dinosaur? That is not an actual dinosaur. Damn it.
It's more referred to, safer to call it a TPK.
God damn it.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. I didn't think about that one.
God damn it.
It's
It's just
probably
good. We kick
fine.
its ass.
And with that, the shaman turns. He gets back on one of the gators. Torbeck, he pats its head. It makes troubling noises. Wish you good hunt. He looks over you all. You all very shiny, very glowy. Ideal prey. If you
Well-
not find it, it will find you.
That is good to know.
And when it does, I'ma punch it in the face.
And then the gators all swim away, leaving you at the edge of the lizard folks' home.
Yes. Pyre will just sigh. Alright. So, where should we start looking first?
Hey, let's head up towards the temple, I suppose.
You
That'd
walk
probably be a
along
good start.
and you're looking around as you do. These huts of stone and wood and thatch, some with leathers, some with thin slates. It's a mishmash of styles, clearly taking inspirations from the other architectural designs of the holds around it. And you can see most of these buildings are broken. Walls punched clean through, fireplaces gouged. But not a single bridge is harmed.
Interesting.
Would you like to make investigation checks?
Sure.
You know, I would.
That seems like a good idea.
That one. For a total of 1.
Lily, it's been 3 days, and you're still trying to math out this exchange program, as well as trying to take into consideration the laws and regulations that Magnolia half told you.
I'm just like,
Here.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it.
18.
And Grave?
Give me a moment.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da.
Alright, one dwarvish investigation coming up. Also 18.
Okay. You look around and you realize none of the pathways are damaged. They're all overgrown with roots, but they're not destroyed the way these buildings are. And as you peer into one of the buildings, you see it was actually punched out from the inside. All the debris scattered in the shallow waters and brush surrounding it. And then you realize each fire pit has not been gouged out, it has been bossed out.
Huh.
Fire
Like
boil, we
something
think?
spawned or popped.
Okay. I just kind of rubbing your
And
hands over
as
the
you
places.
Kyle, as you look closer and brush it aside, you realize while it mostly filled back in due to the soft earth and foliage around it, there's a hole
Huh.
in each of these. Wherever a fireplace had once been, there's a hole now.
Is it a deep hole?
You prod it with your staff, and your staff sinks all the way down until it
Okay,
hits
maybe
what
not a fire boil, but attracted to the heat from the fire?
What does my staff hit?
you realize this very saturated loose dot that it seems to have filled back in with water, but you do not find the end of the hole.
Maybe it's drawn to the heat. Let's go investigate the temple. The fact that it looks like it was broken out of worries me.
Mm-hmm.
As Pyre will approach it.
You approach the temple. It is heavily overgrown with thick, dense foliage, large roots of a burnt-out tree stump beside of it. This monolithic tree has collapsed, and it is well over 100 feet tall. And you estimate it probably was somewhere around 15 feet across.
Damn.
Wow.
I will investigate the hole in the temple. This kind of get a better idea of like what angle that thing might have hit it at, or like just get an idea for what room it busted out of.
Mm-hmm. This smoldering, charred, tree trunk, you have to climb up, which is very easy with your claws. And as you look down, you see a charred, ashen hole that just seems to descend downward.
Interesting.
Verum drops a rock into it.
You drop the rock, and you listen, and you listen. You never hear anything.
Oh, deep hole.
No water, no ground, just silence.
It's a deep hole.
Can your dwarvish senses be able to tell me anything?
Well, why do you think I dropped the rock?
Okay, point to taken. Well, why am I going Italian? Point taken.
It must be the armor. The Solian accent is seeping in.
No, I'm pretty sure the Italian accent's not Italian. At least I'm pretty sure, unless his Lord Slay isn't telling me.
You don't know, you've never spoken with him.
I never spoken with Giuseppe. But
Quick camera cut over to Giuseppe and Mary talking like, so you see, you have a North Solios, where I come from. And then you have the South Solios. And this sound is something I like as is.
Oh my, that's so fun. What
Just
did
Jeffrey
these Solio
just
sound
Jeffrey
like?
with a thick Italian accent trying to do a bad German accent.
What? But
That is the most cursed thing today.
Mary would want to know if there was an Eastern Solios accent.
Jeffrey shrugs. I don't know. Never been that far.
Never been that far. Huh?
Let's plan a vacation there.
Let's not. It's a terrible place.
That's not.
I'm just imagining they're having this conversation while they're heading over to buy out the entire fucking Masons Guild for the year. Like, they're just preparing to buy the services of the Masons Guild for a whole year. It's just discussing this.
All right, enough distractions. Back to the actual plot.
Yes, of course. Alright, an incredibly deep hole in the middle of a temple.
No, this is the giant tree next to the temple.
Oh, giant tree next to the temple.
It almost
Okay.
looks like it was starting to overgrow the side of the temple. The way
Hmm.
its roots curl up and around the side. The temple is mostly sunken. You can see it going down below the water line, down below the stone pathways that are a good 20 feet below.
Right, did they give us a name for this temple?
No, they didn't.
No, they just said
Hmm.
ancestral land.
I'm gonna bet it's Karn. It looks like a Karn.
Pyre will just kind of take a moment. She's gonna grab a torch from her pack.
That's a Final Fantasy XIV reference for everyone at home.
It's been a bit since I've last played 14, so unfortunately I don't get it.
It is one of the dungeons, the Sunken Temple of Karn.
Oh, I
Have I
hate
played
that
in that
place. I think I have. I think we both have. That's the one I'm
We've both
thinking
been
of.
through it. It's the one where you have the stone tablets and you gotta solve the puzzle at the end by putting the right tablets on the stone scale.
Oh, I might have done it, but I'm gonna be honest. Every time I went through puzzles like that, the other players all put it together before I even figured out what was going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
because
that's
of the
fair.
players who've done it thousands of times and know every
Yeah.
combo. Honestly,
It's
I
pretty much
hated that
always-
dungeon.
It's pretty much always flame then bury.
Interesting lore, will note.
Oh god, where was it? Yes, Pyre will take a torch, light it with her dragon's flame, and let it drop down as well. Just to see if she can notice anything along the walls of the cave.
Could you repeat that?
Do I see anything as I watch
Could you
this?
repeat that?
Pyre's going to light a torch with her flame breath and throw it down to see if she notices anything with the light.
You watch as this torch goes down, down, illuminating dark, burnt wood for quite a while before even the light of the torch disappears into the darkness.
Damn.
This is a
Deep hole.
very deep tree. That actually concerns me how deep this tree is. I will just kind of like take a moment.
You remember that the lizard shaman said it was burning for 6 months after it had been set alight with dragonfire.
Oh, like maybe
Okay.
it burnt down, like it burrowed down.
Maybe? But still, just how far down this tree goes. Pirates gonna like investigate a little bit to see if, to kind of see like what type of tree this could be. If all else fails, she could just give as best of a description as she can to Catalogue.
You don't actually. Yeah, give me a nature check.
Alright. 12.
You've never seen any wood like this before.
Alright. Are looking over this tree, going, I have no idea what this is. Before she will look, before she'll just go, and then she'll pull out her book of cataloging and give a description of the tree, requesting if cataloging knows what type of tree this is.
Fume, do you know what kind of tree this is? Do I look like a fucking elf to you?
Exactly. That's why I'm not asking you.
Mm-hmm. Had to make the joke, though.
Your burnt woody tree is not something I can see. Oh god. Fire just nods. Yep, no, I should have figured. Can't really get many details.
Ooh, Tayo, you remember that, when you visit with Catalogue, she can see into your memories. And it is possible to show her what you are seeing with a religion check.
Oh, right. Pyro just like,
Though Lily has more success at it for her status as cleric.
yes, of course. Pyro just kind of like think for a moment. Hey, Lily, can you show Catalogue this tree? With the sight thingy. You're a lot better at that than me. Lily?
Oh, so I'm so sorry. What did you say?
Pyro just kind of like looks at her book, thinks for a moment, then just turns over to Lily Bear. Lily, can you show Catalogue the this tree through your sight thing? You're way better at it than me.
Well, I could try, but I've never really tried to connect to Catalogue like that before. Lily would like hold out her book and like look at it, look at the hole, would like turn the book over to show it the hole, but then turn the book back and be like, I'll try it this way. And then she brings the book up to her horns. I've never tried
Make-
communicating it this way before, Pyre, I'm gonna be honest.
Make a religion check?
Pyro will just do her best to hype Lily up, I guess.
I'm gonna use a lucky point just in case.
Come on, you can
Okay,
do this. You can
13's
do
what we
this.
got. 13's the best we got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better at drawing pictures, Pyre. I've never done the mind thing with Catalogue before.
I can't even really describe this thing well. I don't even think I could draw a good enough picture of it.
No, nothing happens.
I don't think it's working, Pyre. I'm just using my book as a visor.
Okay.
I mean, we could try drawing it, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to draw it. His Pyre just sits down and starts sketching out the tree, like as best as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Should I give a check for that?
Yes, if you would.
All right. What kind of check?
Give me a performance.
All right. Okay.
You tear a page.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 It's a lucky point.
Oh,
Lucky
no.
point.
You got this. I believe in you.
6.
It's a stick drawing, but you didn't tear the page.
Brian's just like, Gallagher, please forgive me. I did not mean to tear a page of your book.
It's okay, Pyre. I believe in you, and it's all right.
Lucky point means you did not tear a page.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
just drew stick figures. You were about to tear a page, and I was like, Pyre, wait.
It's. I just sighs a little bit.
Lily looks at what you've drawn, and she goes, "Oh, that's so good, Pyre. I think you did great."
Pirate just sighs.
I just
No.
imagine Pyre looks over her shoulder with big eyes, and it's a stick drawing of Fear-Grown Pyre and Lily, and then a big circle.
Yeah.
And Lily's just trying to be so supportive.
Also, Pancake feeling it art. Not a continuation, but it is. But it is this. Actually, no, there was a continuation recently. Behold.
Ooh.
Behold, actual cats.
Mm-hmm. All right. That is all you can see from this tree.
Okay. Her sighs just sighs a little bit before she'll just think a bit more. Okay. I want to check. Oh no, the temple's half sinking, so I can't do that.
A temple will probably give us more insight.
Yeah, that's like half sunken, right?
Yes, the temple is heavily sunken, but there are stairs on either side of it
Hmm.
as you walk up to the temple.
Oh God.
I just pretend all this land here is actually water. Like, give me a second. I meant to do this before I forgot.
Oh, that's just so you know, you can turn the opacity on the layers on the grid layer a bit to make the map a bit more visible. There we go. Sorry, it's just it's a trick I use to help me see maps, so I figured I'd let you know.
Excuse you.
There.
Very good.
You all ascend up the stairs. Phelan, could you put your token down?
Mhm.
You see that this temple, just this very top of which is out of the water, the path is lined with damage, huge deep gouge marks broken along the old stone, thick with moss. Vines seem to snare around it. But you can see fresh damage. Broken columns that have not grown over. Smashed statues. As you wind the path, you see what once must have been a small gazebo has just been broken into pieces and lays shadowed in the water.
Hmm.
Do you wish to investigate further?
Yes. Uh, I gotta look to see what kind of damage could have made the statues break.
You cannot tell. You know it must have been incredibly strong, as they seem to be shattered apart with pieces split out quite some way.
Hmm. Damn. Alright. Uh, can I roll to see if there's any signs of animals or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Like-
Any
good
what?
idea.
And like signs of like territory markings or signs of animals.
Oh, okay. Give me a nature check.
Wildlife.
Yeah. Sure.
You didn't
Yeah, that's
notice at
pretty
first
good.
as you were looking at the damage, but now that you look closer, you do see various signs of wildlife, but not of the kind you were looking for. You see bits of flesh, bone, blood streaks. You're being able to realize as you now look for it under the moss and amongst this ruined stonework, this was a bloodbath.
Mm.
But something has meticulously gone over and removed or perhaps eaten every trace except for the bits that soaked into the very stone and plants.
Mm.
Mm.
And thinking back on it, you realize this is likely why you found no remains of any lizard folk within the huts.
Ah, it's gone
Oh.
over everything meticulously.
Mm.
Okay, it looks like the fight was quick and very much a slaughter. But it looks like whatever this thing is went back over the battle, went back over everywhere and just took apart the bodies.
Interesting. Do you think the bloodbath was caused by that attack the shaman said happened at the solstice? Or do you think this is a separate instance?
Maybe? It definitely is. It was done by an animal. That much I can tell for sure. The marks, the blood everywhere. Definitely feels more like an animal attack. So it might be the creature we're after.
It definitely seems like, as you mentioned, it's picked up the place, whether it's picked up just the meat dry or the bones.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we very cautiously should keep making our way in. Any
Yeah.
structural integrity notes, Figrum, from our resident dwarf?
Do I notice any structural integrity faults?
Pilgrim, I'm going to DM you what you're able to look as you're examining this. Could you please make me a dwarf check, a survival check, an insight check, and a roll 20, and just a d20?
And a roll 20 check. Check to make sure it works.
I guess, yeah, if you could, like, call them, just ask how they're doing. You know, everyone asks, is it walking, but no one asks how are the people walking on it.
Okay,
Everyone
16
asks, is it
survival.
working? No one asks, how are you while you're working?
What was that, Grave?
Sorry.
16 survival. What else?
Okay. A dwarf check, an insight, and just a d20.
Insight. 18 for insight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
1d20. 8.
Mm-hmm.
Dwarf check is what?
A dwarf check
Proficiency.
is half your dwarf level and proficiency.
And we are level 13. So that's what? 7.
6 if you round down, 7 if you round up.
31.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a really good dwarf check.
Which is almost the most dwarfly of checks.
Staying awake in your armor really was it was the ticket. Connected dwarfly body and soul.
So, whatever we're on, this is just the top of it.
Just the top?
Well,
Apparently.
that's not good. The rest of it's underwater.
I don't like that.
I can tell you
Looks a
this
little
wasn't made
sus.
by dwarves.
Well, I mean, obviously, if it was, it wouldn't be sinking, now would it?
I refuse to answer that question.
What?
Invoke my frights.
Pyre who has no idea about the lost city of Dwarflantis.
I mean, there's solid stonework here, but like they knew how to work stone, but they didn't know what they were making. Maybe if they were like copying from some blueprint they didn't understand, maybe.
Copying from a blueprint you don't understand. That always works out for the best, huh?
I don't know. Let me chalk it up. Someone found cult blueprints. They made a cult temple. Who the fuck knows?
Pyre just looks to Pilgrim.
Is it cult?
cult.
I
You can-
don't know. It's weird, and when it's weird, it's usually cults.
I mean, I want to disagree, but I can't. But I also want to say it could just be, a weirdly eccentric blueprint maker.
I mean, it could be. But with our luck,
No, you're right.
still. If there's some cult temple meant to contain some monster or something.
What, do you think that...
Actually, no, if it's a cult, it's probably more worshipping the monster than containing it.
So that just brings into question why this is the lizard folks temple, then. As, well, I doubt that they... Unless they are worshipping the creature, in which case that'd be a bit weird.
But then if they were worshipping the creature, why'd they ask us to kill it?
Yeah. He did say that we were probably gonna die.
Yeah, but it also is because this thing scares the living daylights out of them every time they go to bed.
Yeah.
And
That...
I'm assuming at night it just shows up, snatches what makes the sound, and leaves.
Yeah. So I don't think it's anything that they worship. It could be that this place was originally meant to contain something they took over, or maybe they lost how to contain it, or... I mean, Pyre's gotta
Or
look around to
they found
see...
a nice fancy temple, didn't know what was lying sleeping within it, and decided, yeah, sure, we'll set up home over here.
Pyre will just
Do they
kind of...
look like they're the kind of people that could make a place like this to you?
Well, they said it was some sort of ancestral land.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been living on it for a long time. It doesn't mean that they built the place.
I mean,
Fair.
yeah, no, you're right. Pyre's gonna look around and see... Does she... As she's gonna look around and see if she sees any carvings of any kind.
You can tell some, but everything is far too weathered to get any sort of meaning out of it.
Hmm. These are old as hell carvings, I can tell you that much.
Every granite here is old as hell.
Well, I mean, they're faded. They're faded quite a lot.
Let's focus on finding this beastie and killing it. We can figure this place out afterward.
Right.
Pilgrim, as you're walking up the steps, could I get a dexterity save?
Yes, you can. That's a 21.
You are walking up, and you can feel it almost before it happens with your dwarven instincts. You quickly lunge to the side as a large chunk of the staircase collapses.
Whoa.
Of course, it's a bloody trapped temple.
No,
Wait, is it
actually.
just
Could you
weather?
all give me an investigation check?
I'll do my best.
18.
Investigating what?
5.
The stone.
Investigating what specifically?
The staircase.
Okay,
Sorry, Pyre, that's as many fingers as I have on my hand.
that is a 12.
That I know for
Pyre,
sure.
you are able to spot it amongst the collapsed stone. One of them actually has fresh runes carved into it.
Oh. Pyre's going to
Interesting.
look over that.
It is the lizard folk writing.
Huh. I'll cast comprehend language on myself and give it a look.
Do not use severe water damage.
Pyre just sighs. No, it's just severely water damaged.
That's a trap if I ever heard one.
No, seriously, there's
Well,
some
they
lizard
tried to
folk
warn
runes
you.
right here that literally say, do not use water damage.
Well, how else are we supposed to get up here?
I don't think they've used the
I-
temple in a while. It's could have
Slowly,
just been
maybe.
you could have just been using the land near it. Or maybe they were planning on repairing the water damage, but they got ran out.
Could you all give me a perception check?
Sure. Perception. 22.
25.
26.
You all immediately see right here is a ladder.
See?
Bah!
Well, maybe should we go ladder then, Pyre?
Yes, let's go ladder.
Do you see any runes that say "Careful, ladder weak"?
Do I see any
Might
runes
snap.
here?
You see glug glug, keep off fat.
Damn, they really were just telling Glug Gluggy take the stairs.
Aphilum, could I get another dexterity save as you ascend the second staircase?
Mhm.
Damn dwarf being stubborn about the stairs.
Definitely stubborn. 17.
Well, look, they could carry Glug Glug.
As you step down, you almost fall with it before you manage to just throw your weight to the side as several steps here just fall inwards. There's a loud crashing sound from a room below. As this large crack all along the top now spreads down the staircase. And as you traverse over it, Philgrim, could I get another dexterity save?
Mm-hmm. 27.
You manage to, again, jump out of the way as another chunk of temple collapses in.
Bah, shoddy craftsmanship.
And as you're looking around, you see, as you all arrive now, you see a large layout before you. Clearly, it had once been quite impressive. Two large bases once supported two massive pillars that held up what it seems to be a large, a large stone depiction of the sun that is now crashed down into what appears to have once been some sort of skylight beneath it. You can see the remains of various statues all around, each with their own little arc and a different depiction of the sun. Could you all give me investigation checks? Pyre, this counts as archaeology.
Woo! I get
Woohoo!
advantage. It was a intelligence check or investigation?
Investigation.
Oh, 19.
21. With a
24.
nat 20.
Oh.
Philgrim and Lily, you realize that these had once been set up in the phases of the sun, and that this large stone sun was probably the centerpiece. And Pyre, you are able to realize that this was actually a solar calendar, as each column would have lined up with the correct solar phase, and that the solstice would have shined directly in the center of this large stone piece. And as you examine it, you realize there are small crystal inlays in it, and that the light was likely reflected from it and shot straight down into this hole.
Alright. Pyre will just kind of go over all that
However,
with everyone.
you're able to also realize from the break marks, this didn't collapse under its own weight. Something broke it.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna
This
guess
whole
that's the beast
temple
you were after.
did not decay. This is all imposed damage. You realize these statues were destroyed. This structural damage done by something massive with, it must have been huge, sharp implements to gouge such deep crevices over 6 feet into solid limestone.
New theory.
Lay it
I
on
get
Okay.
the feeling this could have been a temple of soul.
I mean,
Hey, Fugum, Pio hasn't shared any of this information yet.
yeah. Pyre is in the middle of investigating everything as she's like by this thing as she's realizing everything.
You
Okay.
said that we deduced.
You deduced that these were the phases of the sun. It's Pio with her 24 who figured out the other bits. That's what I had
Yeah,
said.
phases of the sun. Who's the sun god? It's
Mhm,
not a big leap of logic.
Pyre's just looking all this over and like noticing the inlays of crystal. Okay. So quite possibly could be an old temple of Solios with a solar
Aye.
calendar tied to the solstice in which the sun's light and energy would be beamed down into the rest of the temple. The pillars and a lot of the statues look broken on purpose by something big, strong, and very, very sharp claws.
So what you're saying is that this place definitely could have been a prison for the beastie we're about to kill.
The thing is, I would say that, but it's the main thing that feels off is how could it have broken containment? From the looks of things, the damage is quite recent, all things considered.
Now, I don't want to alarm anyone, but what about the possibility that there's a second one?
A mating pair.
Yes, maybe.
I
Well,
mean,
if that were the case, wouldn't there be like a ton of them?
it could be that the reproduction's really slow.
I mean, if they're big beasties, don't they usually reproduce really slowly?
I mean,
I don't have any knowledge on big beasties.
uh,
I just raised a dog.
Fire just nods a little.
Willie,
I
your
miss my
knowledge
son.
of big beasties, which is Bruno and Heffalumps. Well, Bruno had like 8 puppies in one little.
That's true. That's like a lot of babies. And he was gone for like only a little bit.
Fire just
I
sighs.
miss him.
Typically, size correlates with how fast they breed and how many they have. Bigger a creature is, the oftentimes the slower it breeds or takes for it to have children. Something I never studied biology. My expertise again is more archaeology, which is really handy here. Because well, this is an ancient ruin. This is an ancient place which I am very unfamiliar with, but I'm sure we can be able to figure out everything.
So is this one of those things that we probably because the lizard folk talked about it being ancestral land, but I don't know if they have any plan to return to here.
It sounds like they want to return, but they're
If they
too
do, I can mend
scared.
some stone.
Well, we can worry about that later.
Well, of course, yeah. I don't
But
want to like mend together a temple that's a cult to the sun, you know?
Okay, I do need to point out, like, I didn't properly scale it down because I felt making you any smaller would make it hard to see yourself, but, like, you're all actually, like, only a quarter of your current size. This is
Oh, they're
a...
like really big.
yeah,
Yes.
no, I
See.
figured. I
Okay.
figured this was done. That our sizes were done out of convenience,
Like,
not out of
Here,
scale.
let me...
Behold,
Okay,
to
yeah. Well, in that
scale.
case, I can't necessarily mend the big ones, Pyre. I'm just a little lady.
Pyre will nod a little bit. No, that's understandable. But
I mean, I could take care of
the
the
main
small stuff.
now the thing I'm wondering about is how we get in. The main entrance is sunken down, The only
There
entrance...
are 2 staircases on either side that are unobscured.
I didn't see those.
It's okay. I
Well-
like to think it's one of those where Pyre has her hand on her chin and Lily just pulls her by the wing very slowly and rotates her, and Pyre goes, "A staircase." Perfect.
Yes, exactly. Aha! A staircase. Perfect.
Good job, Pyre. Good eye.
Thank you. The pirate gives a very big...
Archaeologist first.
She's like, ah, yes, to discovery! As she pulls out her whip.
Oh, don't forget your fun hat.
Philgrim, had you been saying something?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard you speak up. My bad.
As Pyre will equip her fun hat and the whip.
Alright, well, follow the adventuring dragon.
Dun 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 dun.
So as you walk down, these staircases turn and then turn again as they both converge on actually a single point.
Oh. Oh god.
You all
Oh,
are
it's dark.
here.
Where?
No, one second. I need to quickly, the map didn't turn out quite right.
This map
It's
is
okay.
huge.
I might have been on the other side of the wall. Accident.
Stuck.
There it is. No, I'm not on the other side of the wall.
Where are we
Here.
supposed to drop? Okay.
Walking down, the walls are thick with moss and vines. There's the distinct smell of mildew down here. Could you all give me investigation checks?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've, by your reckon, you've probably gone down about 40 some feet.
Hell yeah, Pyre.
There we go.
Okay. Fiogum, can I get a check from you as well? You would have advantage to this as it's Stonewalk.
Yep.
Natural 27.
What check?
Investigation.
Right. Starting off with an 18!
Okay. Fiogum, as you're looking over, you notice how the stonework is more even here. It's more uniform. And the design elements are the same as the one above, but they just make more sense. It's easier to see that they're actually depictions of lizard folk now, as though the carvers had a much better grasp of what they were doing. And you can also tell it is a lot older than the stones on the surface by at least 3 to 7 centuries.
Okay, this is what was built first.
Pyre, you're actually able to realize that these symbols on the wall tell a story. It shows lizard folk coming from all different directions into a swamp as they raise blocks above their head, laying them down on a golden platform. You don't know if the platform is actually gold, but a golden trapezoid is literally used in the relief to depict it as they pile these stones on top of it, with what appears to be elderly lizard folk in the sky guiding them.
Pyre is just looking all these over. Okay, I actually think they built the top portion, it looks like. Here. It depicts them coming from all over and dropping stones onto, I guess, is a golden platform.
Interesting.
And here, uh, it, from what I'm gathering, it looks like they may have been given essentially guidance from their ancestors to build here. Other than that, I can't tell too much else. Let's see. No, I can't. But Pyre will immediately like start making copies
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
because, well, archaeologist brain is taking over.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Catalogue will. I mean, I guess if it's carved into stone, it
You
might already
do
be in her
an
systems.
archaeology.
But she'll
Yes.
enjoy it on paper nonetheless.
Yeah, Pyre. Yeah, kind of like it probably already has this, but Pyre just likes to draw stuff and write stuff down that she finds.
And that is all you see in the entrance room itself.
Of course.
Is it? Oh yeah, Lily, you do have your light amulet. Okay.
Yeah.
Standing before you is some sort of pedestal, but if it ever served a purpose or held anything, you can no longer tell. There's just shadowed bits of it laying about.
Interesting.
Tirgum, as you walk ahead, you're able to see this part of the tunnel slightly collapsed just in front of you. There are large chunks of stone, gaps big enough that you can see through them, but not big enough for you to actually force your way through. As you can see, a large room with several columns ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. It looks like there's a few different paths we can go down. I don't think you can go through that view room.
I just said it's blocking your path.
Oh.
Part of the ceiling here has collapsed, and there are gaps big enough for you to see through, but it is blocking your way.
I guess I misheard that.
I think Slaya just forgot to put like a one-way wall there or something.
Maybe. Either way.
And you can also just see bits of a staircase leading down.
Alright. Looks like we have two paths up in the main room and two paths in here.
Left or right?
Let's go left.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk along, you come across a smaller room that seems to have been a storage room at some point. Various rotted out crates and remains of furniture are all that you see.
I can't tell if there's anything in them, or they're just...
You can identify what was probably once bits of like parchment, but it is too molded to actually decipher anything.
Alright. Alright. Let's keep going on. Ooh.
What lay before you is a large structure of some type. It is collapsed, molded over, thick with vines. You can't tell what purpose it once served, but judging from the size of it, it was once quite significant, and you can actually detect little bits of metal and some small statuettes amongst the ruins.
Interesting.
You find small ivory carved lizard folks and members of other races, even some that depict people with wings.
Damn.
And as you are looking, you realize there's a large relief carved in this wall.
Which one?
This one.
I'm not seeing if you're pinging.
This one.
Oh, okay. The spire is going to look at it.
Could you all give me investigation? This would count as archaeology.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's intimidation. What the fuck?
Well, I got a 16.
Tell me your secrets,
Investigation.
Wall.
Tell me your secrets,
26
Paul.
and 26!
Double 26. That's fun.
Alright. Lily, it clearly tells some sort of history, but you can't quite decipher the meaning. Pyle, however, you are able to decipher it. I will send it to you in DM.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have the notes, it's just not compiled.
No, that's fair. If it's any consolation, I have so many ideas and things written down into a notebook I take to work, and I often forget to type them out.
Mood.
Oh, that's where the potion of bimbofication is stored.
You see Pyle mumbling to herself. She's running her hand across the wall, jotting down notes, cross-referencing runes. You also find, written down in large, heavily stylized runes across the top.
Okay. Wow, this makes me rethink a lot about lizard folk history. Okay, so here, this is a continuation, I think, of the one we saw in the main chamber. It's showing a passage of time of more lizard folk seeming to be brought to this place by the one with that staff. They seem to be beckoned here, carrying more stones, planting them in the water, and building over the old temple. Uh, uh, Water is constantly coming, and they're trying to build more and more atop it. They built the solar calendar up there. Here, it shows them moving it with contraptions and placing them on top. And, well, some of the statues aren't shown, but it's clear that they built them. And, then there's this at the top, written in runes. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Okay, wait a minute. No. It's them taking the calendar off of off the golden slab here and placing it on top of the new temple. Did they build over an old temple of Solios?
Sounds possible.
But then there's this on the top, written.
Say again.
Sorry, Slay's typing to me. Give me a moment.
Oh no, it's okay. Sorry.
She's probably
No, go ahead. This will just be more as you're deciphering more of it.
right. It's the top here. Reclaiming Destiny, I think, is what this is called. That's what this mural is called. Okay, and I think it's kind of shown here that there was 3 rings of stone originally, with now there only being 2 at the new top of the temple. It's probably because the old 3rd ring couldn't fit at the smaller top.
Bless you.
Okay. But still, this greatly makes me rethink much of the history that we know about the lizard folk, and look at some of these constructions. As she gestures at the contraptions carrying the sun calendar.
I'm not sure what it's actually called. I know there's a term for those giant stone, like Stonehenge, those massive structures that would track solar movement.
Yeah, I think the solar calendar is as close as we're gonna get without
Okay.
spending a few hours looking it up. But so that's what I'm able to get so far from this. It's wow, this is
Interesting.
something I was not expecting. Here,
So,
you have any comment?
if I'm understanding what you're saying right, you're saying that the lizard folk used to be smarter.
I mean, possibly? That might be what we're seeing here. We could be seeing a golden age for what must have been a golden age for them.
I hate to think about that.
It could be that they had a powerful leader who was able to unite many tribes and bring them under one leadership, which most likely would have led directly into greater advancements. And But possibly if that leader died, it could have fractured again.
Mm.
Yes, now stop and think about that.
Yes. Powerful leader, temple, commanding them to build a temple over what I'm
Of
guess
lizard folk.
temple of lizard folk. Hmm. I think I might be getting what you're putting down, Feargrim, but do you mind explaining it a bit more?
Are you saying you're completely fine with the notion of a civilization of cannibals eating people?
Okay, look, this is history we're reading. I am an archaeologist, but, like, this is my job. Before I became a civil defense force and warrior and all that. Look, I wanted to study dragons, and archaeology was the best way to learn about dragons. I just really like studying this old stuff. If anything, blame Ruinbeard. Actually, don't. Don't. I respect that man way too much.
Aye, nothing wrong with liking old stuff. I'm just saying I don't like what you're currently implying.
That they could be that a bunch of strong tribal cannibals can be united by a single figurehead. Yeah, no, I can see why you're not liking the implications of any of this. But again, this feels old. Very old history. Again, a leader that could unite all of them is rare as is. And succeeding would be even harder. The mere potential of someone like that appearing is one in millions, most likely. But I do see the worry. But the what's stated here specifically the reclaiming our destiny thing.
Yes, exactly. That's what unsettles me.
Yeah. Again, a lot of what is being shown, the golden slab, I think is a temple of Solios that they're building over. But why?
Because if the lizard folk are trying to get back to this, I don't like that idea much at all.
No, I can understand. I'm just The thing is, if you look here, she gestures to the contraptions lifting the solar calendar. It's clear that they took great care to try and preserve this part. I mean, look at this. A complex contraption to lift up something that massive. Not only just, especially that high.
Kyle, as you're looking at this, you notice something. Could you give me a perception check as you are trying to get a better idea of what these tiny things you're seeing on the contraption are?
Sure. Is that normal or with advantage?
I'd say normal.
24.
Okay, Pa, you have to almost like press your eyeball to it, but you realize something. I will send it to you.
Pyre just kind of looks at this, kind of squinting, pressing her eye up against it. Those are Arania.
Arana what?
Arachne. Is that how you
Are
pronounce
you
that
saying
thing?
spiders
Arachne?
built this temple?
No, okay. So you see these contraptions as Pyre just grabs Feargrum, lifts him up so he can be at perfect eye level with her on this. Okay, you see here the contraptions. You see these little marks here.
Mm.
These are tiny depictions of Arachne spinning the cables for the hoists.
So you're saying they enslaved or employed some kind of pygmy arachne?
No. I don't think if they're pygmy. No, it could just be the scale of the mural is. It could be that they are depicted as smaller because, well, they could have been enslaved, or were not seen as important to it. They could have just been seen as not that important to put much detail in, just an afterthought for completion of the image.
Well, I mean, not having cables for the mechanism seems kinda important to me.
Wait a minute. No, this is the scale. What the? Hmm. Pyro just like put Furgrim back down as she's like rubbing her chin.
Little mini arachne, now that's almost a cute thought.
And then she just taps an image. That's a heffalump.
So you're saying lizards used to be giant.
Maybe?
So what you're saying is basically we might have a giant lizard folk on our hands.
A giant lizard folk king that led a bunch of lizard folk to build a temple on top of a temple of Solios. Huh. Maybe, but I feel like we're missing more of the picture. This is definitely not. This can't be the end of the story. There has to be more. Right?
We can keep moving our way through the temple and find out.
Yeah, let's. That's probably will put in the final details in her book about what she's seen here. With her own hypotheses and theories and all that.
Hypotenuses.
Tiny Arani. Weaving together the cables for the hoist. But there's a half of them, so these must be incredibly tiny. As she's like walking, after she's finished copying it all down and starting making notes and theories, she's just gonna start walking. And if this is properly to scale, at least if this part alone is at least properly to scale, that is still worrying. If all of it's to scale, it's even more concerning. As you guys just keep hearing this as she walks.
I'm glad Pyre's in her element.
it's just every now and then you guys just hear some words in Draconic as she's just trying to figure everything out. Just every now and then, just deep grumble, roar. God damn it!
I love that little spider.
Same. God damn it! Of course, that's what you got. I don't think they're that small. But that is very funny. I like that. That is adorable. All right.
So- You do see there was a doorway down here.
All right. Let's start going down it. Look up,
The door.
look down.
You see at the end of this hall this massive stone brazier. It is at least 15 feet across, and inside is this strange material. It's like coal, but there are other, like, almost ground up orbs and dust and almost metal flakes inside of it. This is some strange concoction that you don't quite understand.
Pyre will first grab a sample. She will quickly grab some various pieces of, like a sample of it, and like put it in a vial, and then she'll take another sample, place it into like a little bowl, and then she'll quickly light it to see
How are
the
you lighting
reaction.
this?
A little spark of dragon fire.
So you raise it up and you, like, breathe a spark in it. I need everyone to make a deck save.
There's
Is this
gas.
Dex save.
Everyone gets +5.
17 plus 5.
8 plus 5.
I get
So
Have
26.
any
26.
lucky points, Pyre?
I do, but I'm gonna save them. I don't mind taking a little damage.
That's true, that's true.
It's just Pyre just very curiously going a little scientific, just like, okay, just put in a little bowl, ignite it with some dragon fire, boom!
As you breathe the fire, it bursts, like, into a small explosion of bright blue and white flame. The intense
Oh.
My
Is-
eyes!
is searing Pyre.
Ooh,
You will all take. Give me a second. I'm using my real dice here.
of course.
I have so many dice.
Yes.
So many clickety-clackety
Enjoy the
dice.
clickety-clackety math rocks.
Oh no, this is terrible. This is horrible.
So far, I'm blood leather. See,
I'm
Horrible
one
for
math
who?
rock short.
Oh no, that's
do I
a
really
lot of
have
math
so
rocks.
I could have sworn I had more. Oh no, wait, here it is. I do have enough. I thought I did.
That's a lot of math rocks. That's a lot of math rocks.
It is worrying when a DM is worried if they have enough math rocks.
Okay, you are all, before any reductions, going to take 20 fire damage.
Alright, I have fire resistance, so
And
I'll
because
take
I succeeded
half.
the save, I take half.
What did you roll?
26.
Yes, you succeed.
I rolled a
10
13
damage.
in total.
You failed.
I got a
Alright.
17.
You failed.
That's okay.
No, wait, the 17 plus 5, right?
Oh yeah, 17 plus 5, which
You
is
succeeded.
something. Okay, so I only take 10. That's fine.
The light is also strikingly bright. You are all going to have disadvantage on perception checks until the end of your next turn, but we're not in combat, so it just fades away after several seconds.
Pyre just blinks her eyes and looks at the little bowl. Is there a flame in the little bowl or no?
No, it all burnt away.
Okay, that is interesting. As Pyre will, then will kind of mark the set we'll like mark the little vial as fleshy powder. But that could be because my dragon's fire could have had an adverse reaction. That's very much a possibility. I'll run more safe tests later. Okay, so strange powder that has extreme explosive
I am going to be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
That's a good
Fire will
idea.
just be noting down the powder. Just strange powder, almost like coal. Other herbs and materials are mixed in. Some may be metal flakes. As she's noting this all down. Okay, so we have some strange flashy powder. This is clearly a brazier, so unless this is some sort of trap or maybe weird storage method, but it clearly looks like it's supposed to be lit on fire, right?
Age and overexposure? I mean, a gas leak is pretty bad in the mine shaft.
No, but this
Safe
is
to stop with the enclosed.
no. This isn't gas leak. This is intentional. The way that the powder reacted felt intentional. It again, we might end up be dealing with a situation of my dragon's fire caused an overreaction, but it's still a thing of it's it's how the powder reacted and how violent it was. That is cause for concern, right?
Gergum shrugs.
Lily, what do you think?
I mean, it could be anything, even if it's so small. We are in like an enclosed space.
No, you're right, you're right. Still.
I can't see you, and I don't think I'm pointing in the right direction, but my eyes are gonna clear up sooner than later.
Yeah, they should clear up soon. It's just, I just don't recognize half these materials.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
None of it was like damp or anything, which I think was interesting.
No, same.
Like no moisture has collected in here, despite how clearly I think, are under swamp water.
Maybe this stuff could still react underwater, which is
I mean, that's true. They are
worrying.
lizard folk. It is worrying.
Developed a kind of flash powder that can react even when underwater. Hmm.
Maybe if we find more, we should take a sample.
Oh, I already took a sample of this stuff.
Oh, good. I wasn't sure if you
That
sampled
blinding effect
before.
was just from a small sample. As she like holds up a bowl. I only put a small amount into
Oh.
this bowl, and it caused that big of an explosion.
Oh, see, I
What
misunderstood.
if-
I thought it was in the bowl.
What if we light a fuse and hide around the corner?
Hmm.
Do you have a fuse?
Do I have a fuse? What do I look like?
Fire
What
just,
do I? Of course I got
You're
a
the one.
fuse.
You're the one who would most likely have one. But as someone who doesn't, I'd figured I'd ask.
just like. Fire just like just kind of looks down, just like Dear Dwarf, I honestly do expect you to carry mining supplies at all times.
Exactly.
As Runebeard used to tell me, if you don't carry mining supplies, you ain't ready for a dig.
And right proper dwarvish words of wisdom those are.
No, honestly, he was talking about excavating bones and old temples and at one time breaking into an ice cavern. That was a weird day.
Ice. Bah. Ice.
The buyer just shrugged. Look, we were archaeologists. We kind of went all over.
Well, obviously, but ice. It's all slippery.
Oh no, he was swearing up a storm every time he slipped, every time he started moving in a direction he didn't want to.
Yeah, see, ice. Don't no respect for being proper mind like a real dwarf.
To this day, I wonder why he left. Really, man. Well, no, I do know why he left. Because everyone thought he was crazy.
It is pouring rain outside. My dad had painted a bunch of shelves and left them to dry in the sun.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Rest in peace, your shelves. Did you save them?
Oh
Rest
no.
in pepperoni.
Alright,
Rest
so,
in peace,
what do you wish to do now?
Myra was just telling random stories about Runebeard. It's like, actually, no, I do know why he left. It's because everyone thought he was crazy.
Anyway, so how long of Hughes do we want to do for this? 10
Uh,
seconds?
Yeah, I feel like it should be good enough for us to run behind the corner and see what happens.
Alright, 12 seconds just to be sure.
Wait, what are you doing?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I was muted.
They're
I'm
going
sorry.
to light. They're going to
Do we-
light a fuse, stick it in the brazier, and hide around the corner and see what happens.
Do we think it's gonna collapse the rest of this tunnel before we do that?
Hmm.
Feargum shrugs.
just-
Only one way to find out.
It might make it harder to explore the rest of the place.
I mean, we just go back and we go the other way.
Let's wait a moment. Let's finish exploring before we blow anything up.
Alright, suit yourself.
Have the fuse set up just in case. I have a feeling this might actually be useful.
Alright, 12-second fuse. You want me to do what? Just leave it here, or
Yeah, just leave it set up just in case. I really have a feeling this might prove useful.
alright, Feargum will take out his roll of fuse.
Where did you get that?
He's a dwarf.
I'm a dwarf. It's my adventuring supplies.
No, there is no detonation fuse in your medieval adventuring supplies.
It is rope treated with fuck, what's it treated with?
Alcohol?
I know what I think it's alcohol, or it's like some kind of alcohol gas or wax. It is basically the same sort of like rope that they use in lighters. But, bigger and thicker so it burns slower.
Hmm. Alright. Anyway, so we are gonna get that all set up,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're
There's
gonna
more.
continue
Or
down the
some more.
tunnel.
Yeah.
Kratom will snip that length of fuse, stick it in the brazier, not light it. I was like, alright.
Alright, let's continue down. This fire will start heading down this way.
Alright, you head down this way. Could you all move this way?
Yep.
You find two things. A massive hole and an archway leading into the chamber you could not access before.
Interesting.
Walking into the chamber, Pilgrim, or are you all going?
We're all going together.
As you all walk into this chamber, you see a large staircase heading down to a platform that splits off into more stairs, as well 12 statues. 4 of them are on this side of lizard folk. As well, these 5. This one, however, depicts a creature with angelic wings, their hands clasped in prayer. This one shows a human in full plate adorned with the symbols of Solios, his sword proudly in front of him. And this one shows a depiction of an arachne doing intricate weaving. The detail and on each of these statues is so precise, so minute, it's almost like these individuals were petrified in place before you.
Oh no.
Hmm.
The people that commissioned to make the temple were petrified into statues so that this would be their tomb.
Each statue bears a bronze plaque that holds the individual's name. And along the wall behind them is another mural. This one showing drying lands of people torn away, leaving of ruined buildings behind them. But as you get closer to this end, these people have turned around once more and seem to be turning back, though they look different now. The styles of clothing depicted has changed. The style of weapon they're holding has been altered. And you realize that while the lizard folk who are leaving at this end stand much more upright, the lizard folk at this end stand much more slouched. And that as the progression goes, they get shorter. A lizard folk roughly here stands head and shoulders with a heffalump he seems to be using as a beast of burden. But by it's this time, the lizard folk, doesn't even reach the heffalump shoulder.
Holy shit.
Interesting.
Pilgrim, I think you
lizard
might
folk
be
used to
right.
way bigger.
Okay, Pilgrim, I think you might have been right that they used to be way bigger.
So, a giant lizard folk terrorizing this place.
No, I think all of them used to be bigger. The entire species.
Yes, and this one has lived however long and is still giant.
Is there one depicted as still being giant?
No, that is everything you see in this room.
Huh. Again, remember, we're seeing it in perhaps not full order. I think the main chamber one might have been the beginning. The one in the last room, probably somewhere in the middle. This one towards the end. As Pyro just kind of
Kyle,
looks
could you give me an
around.
investigation check?
Sure. Investigate. With advantage because this is archaeology.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 19.
You realize
Hell yeah.
every other room you've come across had squared edges, but this one is smooth, almost perfectly cylindrical. And you realize that the depictions are much cleaner, they're much crisper. The stonework is a much higher quality, and that the stone themselves are of a different type and much older. This used to be the center room of the temple, and everything around it was built afterwards at a later date.
Oh. Okay. Hiram,
Mm,
the stone of this room is very different from the stone of the rest of the areas we've explored. What does that
wiggles
tell
his
you?
toes. I probably that it was built first.
Yes, or at least built before the rest of the temple. We saw clearly that most of this temple was built around original temple. This is probably the original place where the sundial was.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is a big circle room. What does that mean with the people though?
That
Could you all give me investigations?
I'm trying to figure out.
I'll give it my best try.
Investigation 24.
Oh boy! A
13.
nat 20 for a total of 21.
Okay. Lily, you look at these over and you don't notice anything, but Pilgrim, you begin to realize that while each bronze plate bears somebody's name, the name is just tiny, only taking up a tiny bit near the top of the plate, and that these plates are slightly carved. And Pyre, you, as you're feeling these statues and like tap one, it almost has a slight echo. These statues are hollow, and the eyes are gems.
Oh.
Pilgrim is going to blink, or I should say wink, the Eye of Vix on.
In each statue, you can see the faint, almost non existent, it's been so long since it's had light, but in each statue's core is a sunstone.
Interesting.
Okay, and I'm going to turn the torch beam of the Eye of Vix onto the blank area of the plate.
It is,
I'm assuming they're
Okay.
reflective.
yes, it is, extremely polished. Under the dust, it's polished to a mirror's shine.
Okay, Pilgrim, what are you doing?
Well, obviously the sun shines down here and it's meant to reflect off of these plates somehow.
Okay. Pyre's gonna like look up to see if there's anything on the ceiling.
Looking up, you see the broken sundial plugging the hole.
Oh. The plates would reflect the sunlight up to the sundial and beam the light down.
Kind of the other way. The sundial reflect
Oh.
the sun would hit the dial, reflect the light down towards the statues.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, but oh, hold on. Pyre will just bonk herself on the forehead, which has a bit of a metallic clang. Oh, okay. I feel like we can already solve this part. bum, bum. As I
Do
will,
you stand like in the center-ish, and
yeah, I stand in the center-ish and activate my armor.
as your light shines out and hits the bronze, the statue's eyes slowly begin to illuminate. The sunstones behind them, feel them, you can see, starting to wink back into life. And you can see the curvature of the bronze plates takes the light and shines it right up into the crystal eyes. And then the statues seem to glow as a shimmer appears along each one. The shimmer lifts up. You can see an illusion of an arachne slowly doing intricate weaves, of a winged man casting golden light as his wings gently flap beside him. The paladin, cape billowing, holds his sword aloft with pride. Each lizard folk doing a different stance, some holding instruments, some holding parchments, as though these were scenes taken from a moment in their life.
Whoa, that's cool.
And then golden runes begin to flow in front of them. Some offering sage words of advice, some offering caution, some seem more of a eulogy. The paladin begins to recite the paladin's runes or depiction, the tenets of Solios fall across in golden letters in front of the statue. And you were able to realize that these must have been people of great importance, such that these statues were erected on what used to be the top of this temple to immortalize them for future generations, for their significance and importance.
Okay. Pilgrim,
Aye.
do you remember, but no, stop going after my knife. Remember when I told you about the ruins where I got my armor? How there's
Aye.
depictions of dwarves and Soul Empire working together.
Aye.
I think this is another place built during that time when they were more peaceful.
And this time they were working with the lizard folk.
It could be. Pyre just looks around as she's seeing like this really beautiful scene. Could be that please stop. Apologies, Chi is just being really naughty right now. What was I doing? Ah, yes. It could be that during this time in Soul Empire's history, that, well, one, they weren't that xenophobic, and two, they were really helping out many other races.
One assumes.
Now, the main question is. Now, of course, it's clear that relationships changed. Obviously, obviously the current paradigm of the empire is what everyone remembers. Almost no one remembers what the empire used to be like until its current. Uh, Actually, I don't even know the term that they would use. Well, current iteration. Because no one know because of the fact that its current iteration is so mean. No, not mean. It was so evil.
Militaristic.
Militaristic, yes. So militaristic and focused on supremacy. It's many people have forgotten what it used to be like and what it could have been like. Hmm. All right. So. All right. This is all really interesting. As Pirate's like already like writing down descriptions of what she's seeing.
Would you like to take the stairs down?
Yes, Pyre will finish writing a description of everything that she's seeing. Yeah.
That I suppose is the next thing on the list to do.
Let's head
Alright,
down.
you all head down. One second. You appeal right, here. You head down many winding staircases, and you reach one level where the color, style, size, and design of the stonework just abruptly changes.
Oh, right where, Saya?
Hmm?
Would you ping again where we show up?
Yeah. Okay, up
Thanks.
there. Oopsie. Thank you. Oh. Well, this doesn't look good.
You see this massive crystalline structure with magic circles all around it. Columns made of pure quartz crystal from floor to ceiling. Detailed lattice walks of runes now overgrown with moss and vines seem to spread across the room. And it's Godzilla.
You can't see that there isn't a giant footprint in the middle of the room.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Mm.
As Pyre will kind of like walk up and kind of look at it with her dragon eyes.
It is old, deep magic that slumbers within these crystals.
Hmm. This is
So
old
the question
magic.
is, do we poke him?
As you look around, you realize there are more runes and reliefs carved into the walls on every side of this room.
Alright. Pyre's gonna start translating and looking.
Okay. I won't make a check for this. I will just describe what you are all seeing. Actually, wait, if I'm just telling this to all of you, I can just explain it. Okay, so, 1 second, I'm sorry. On the walls, a large lizard folk with feathered headdress and many jewels sits in a gilded throne. Surrounding him are many beautiful women and treasures of all imaginable times, a small army of warriors with great spears behind them. A group of 3 humans in holy but modest clothes stand before the throne, their heads barely reaching the waists of the lizard folk. In the next scene, that same lizard folk is overlooking a truly vast swamp, an empire in a marsh that spreads across the horizon. Gold, silver, and jewels are used to decorate and denote different buildings, causing a brilliant array that shimmers as the light of your various enchantments reflects off of it. In the next panel, we see the lizard man holding out his arm as warriors carrying carts of treasure, food, and arms departs with the humans. And in the next panel, a blackness is shown. It is difficult to understand what you are seeing. It is skulls and jagged edges, snarling vines. Many lizard folk lay dead around it. In the scene after that, a great cage is built deep underground with a golden capstone put upon it and rings of stone, statues, 7 in total, laid on top of it that reflect the sun's light, shooting it down in the form of a giant laser. The panel after that shows the Swamp Empire from before, but buildings are crumbling. Mountaintops are shaking as fire spews out into the skies. The panel after that shows the massive swamp, now dry, cracks in the ground. Many lizard folk lay dead. The throne empty with the fezzes and jewels in it, but no one sits. The treasure is gone. There are simply abandoned weapons laying around. Next shows a great migration as these lizard folk head in all different directions. The final 2.
Go ahead.
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to ask a question, but you can.
The final 2 seem to show a regional map. Pio, you're able to identify it due to certain mountain ranges that you recognize. But there's a key difference. In the first panel, there are more mountain than you remember, and they enclose a huge area that forms a massive swamp. And in the second panel, those 2 mountains you didn't recognize are gone, and there is no swamp. It is the plains and the hills that make up a large portion of the eastern Minotaur Plains, where you currently are now.
Interesting.
This room is colossal, the ceiling nearly 20 feet high.
Okay, so question about the king depicted in this image.
Mm-hmm.
Does the outfit slash headdress match the leader that was shown in the previous frescoes?
He wore a similar but much simpler version of it. Also, if you could give me a perception check.
All right, one moment.
Just Pyre?
Uh, all of you.
All right, sorry,
27.
so I'm just writing out what basically Paya is writing down in her book.
No,
Just
that's a
normal
good idea.
perception check for me.
31.
Just normal perception for me, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, 19.
Hell yeah, Pyre.
I did not mean to do that with advantage.
Okay, Lily, with a 27, you realize as you look at this mule, I will DM it to you.
More interesting.
I got a 31.
Oh, a 31.
Yes, 31.
How'd you get a 31?
Because I have expertise in perception.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Well then, Lily and Fukum, you both realize that the king sitting in the throne is slouched slightly to the side, resting on his arm with his shoulder raised. And Lily, you see one of the lizard folk ladies, her arm up around his shoulder. These lizard folk are raising their arms high above their head. Their shoulders properly rotate up.
They can't do that now.
Wait, oh god!
De-evolution!
They don't have that kind of rotational capacity.
Dear god, what? I guess the shrinking of the swamps led them to their bodies changing over time to better adapt to the fact that their area is shrinking. But losing full rotation of their limbs?
It is not that they've lost rotation of their limbs, Pio. You know, you've been around with enough bones and your lizard folk. You understand that their shoulders have gotten broader and a growth of bone has exceeded beyond a certain point, so the shoulders simply can't properly rotate upward. It gets
Ah.
stuck at the halfway point.
Okay, so it's not an issue of them losing the ability, it's just because of how broad they've become. Because of because of just like how their muscles have developed, basically.
I don't remember which
Yeah.
monkey. It might be like apes or something, but there is a monkey or an ape that actually has that. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, no, I'll take your word on that. You're a lot more knowledgeable about that kind of stuff.
Is it gorillas? It feels like it would be gorillas.
We need to do like a group. What is it? A group interrogation.
What would you wish to do next?
Well, after noting down everything that can be seen here, I guess the first thing we would try to do is, I kind of want to do an experiment.
So what do we think made this print in the
A
center?
chimpanzee. A chimpanzee cannot raise its elbows over its head.
Mm.
No, wait, a chimpanzee can. Wait, it can't? It can? I'm gonna have to look into this. Can't? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I started deep diving that rabbit hole.
No, it's okay. I guess I was just wondering if we had any idea what kind of creature made the mark in the center. Lizard, presumably.
No, it's not a mark.
this.
That's a crystal.
Oh, I see.
And that is why I'm thinking of running an experiment. Okay, is there like a kind of hole in the ceiling?
No, you can't see any type of hole, but you do see that these crystal quartz columns do go floor to ceiling.
Okay, theory. That the statues up top are connected to these pillars and focus the sunlight that they would collect into this crystal.
So you want us to go up there and cast daylight?
Well, not exactly. I could go up there and I could go up there and activate my armor. And you guys can record what happens. Does that sound good?
I mean, don't you take a
Good
bit of a
idea.
hit when you do that?
A little bit. It just takes a little bit of my blood.
Mm.
Also, I can stick it so that the daylight stays in place.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
Ferrigan goes off and does that, and comes back when it's done.
So you go up, you cast light.
I go up, I cast daylight.
Okay, you cast daylight. The statues begin doing their golden aura thing once again.
And I leave that there, and I come back down.
How long does the daylight last?
An hour.
Okay. You come back down, you don't see anything happening. However, as you're coming, could you make me a perception check?
Yep. That is a 14.
You don't notice anything.
I am going to lucky that. That is a 14.
You don't notice anything.
I rolled a 2, and then a 1.
Oh.
Oh.
You come down, there is no sign of any light, nor is any of the magics that you sense slumbering doing anything.
It could be the mechanisms damaged.
That's true.
Might need to be more concentrated? I don't know.
Let's look more into this after we defeat the monster. Maybe when we don't have the stress of something coming after us, we'll be able to figure it out.
Oh yeah, I
Maybe.
forgot why we were here.
Yeah, we're here to kill a beastie, not in I mean, we can investigate this later. It'll
Yes.
still be here, probably.
Yeah, no, we'll probably. Sorry, archaeologist instincts just. I did it
Oh,
for
it's
a
okay.
long
I didn't want to take
time.
this away from you.
No,
No.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
I did it for a long time. It's been forever since I've done anything like this, and it's nice to be able to stretch these skills. All right, looks like we got a few doors. One, two. Well, one to the left, one to the right, and one to the south.
There are quite a lot of options.
The choice is up to you.
Let's go right.
You approach this door. It is heavy. It takes all three of you shoving to move it aside as you see it is roughly 3 feet thick solid stone.
Jesus.
You can tell as you push at that whatever mechanism had it weighted before has since deteriorated, and now you're having to shove the entire weight of it open.
Ah. Well, that proves even more that this place is beyond deteriorated.
Aye, it's like this place wasn't properly built to last.
To be fair, they're probably expecting to have people maintain it all the time. Alright. Okay. Oh, more doors. Now, Spiral will try to access this one.
It is locked.
Do I see any visible lock?
Hmm?
Do I see a visible lock? No, bad. Down.
None that you can detect.
No, you are going in Dangle Jail until you learn your lesson, Missy.
Dangle jail.
Gold jail.
On your dangle tail.
That sounds like some sort of clown prison.
No, it's where I hold her upside down. It's where I
You
hold
cut
her.
out, PB.
What? Oh, it's where
You
I
cut
hold her
out.
upside down by her back and head. With like her braced against me, of course. But I do this as a punishment. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, I'll be right back.
That's okay.
It's getting kind of late. I don't really think we have the time needed to.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry.
Hello. I was
Hello,
just gonna
this
say
is-
it's kind of getting late, and what I have planned next would take some time to get through. So I think it might be advisable if we cut session here for now.
All right.
All right.
That works for me.
Mhm.
Anyone up for some V Rising then?
Sure.
I suppose I could play the V Rising.
I think I'm gonna go play WoW.
Wow!
Wow.
Wow.
Really? You're playing
I have to-
WoW?
Wow.
I have to ask though, Lily.
Mhm.
What class is your main?
I'm playing Cata Classic, and my class is Hunter.
What spec?